So now let's talk about relative view and replace model features. So here we have this 3D part, and now we know the usual workflow of converting this into, well, 2D drawing. Now let's do that. So first open this part and then go to this drawing option and select make drawing from part or assembly. Now select this drawing and simply click OK. Now if you are in the advanced mode, this will look like this, but you can also select novice mode, and in that case it will only show you, well, these three templates. You just need to select drawing. So I'll just click on advanced mode, select the drawing and click OK. Now select the template, I'll select NCA, click OK again. And here we are. Now, usually what we do is we simply select the drawing view from this view palette. Now in this view palette, all the views are visible, but if you look at it, you'll notice that the views are not quite right. For example, this should be the front view ideally, but now this is the top view in our drawing and front view looks like this. So the drawing is kind of not properly oriented, and if you want to orient this drawing properly, then for that you can use relative view. So let's see how it works. So instead of dragging and dropping any view from this view palette, I'll now use the relative view feature, which is right here. So simply go to this relative view now, and here we just have one option of selecting the cosmetic thread display, how you want to display the threads. I'll select high quality for now. And now it seems like we don't have anything else to select, and not even a green tick mark. Well, that's because we need to now select the part. So to select the part, right click here in the drawing area and select insert from file. Now locate the part. So in this case, the part is available inside our lesson files. That's this relative view. And if for whatever reason the parts are not visible, then simply go to this drop down and select all files. Now the relative view selected, click open. And here you just need to decide which one is the front view and which one is right. So here I'll go to this first orientation, and from this drop down I'll select front, and now let's make this as front view. So now that's front. Then go to second orientation, select right or any other view if you want to decide that. I'll select right, and I'll specify the right view simply by clicking here. So now we have decided both the views. Simply click OK. And SolidWorks will now add this file right about here. And that's our primary view. Now, once the primary view is added, you can use all the projected views and you can just add it in your drawing. Before I do that, I'll, however, just delete all of these construction geometries. And now we can go to projected view, select this drawing and just click here and to different locations to just create all the projected views. So here I'll maybe just create 3 of these views and just click OK. Also, I'll select this one and I'll convert it into shaded with edges. And let's maybe move it here. So that's one way of doing this thing. This method, however, is not the perfect way of changing the view style, because still in the main drawing file, the front view still looks like this. We have just changed it for this particular drawing view and for this sheet. Now, what if we want to change it permanently? Well, in that case, you need to modify this part file. Let's see how that works. So I'm now going to close this drawing file without saving it. And now here we have the actual part file. Now here, instead of modifying anything in the drawing environment, I'll now modify this part file entirely. So I'll simply go to the view options, and here, as you can see, this is our front view. So just select front, and that's the front view. Okay, so basically we just need to make this one as the main view where this face is visible. And for that, I'll go to insert, feature, and I'll select move / copy feature here, and I'll simply rotate my main part file. Now to do that, select the part file, and using this rotation triad, just rotate it to an angle of 90 degrees. All right, so here we are. So we've got this 90 degree, and that's also here. So you can also simply type the number 90 degrees. Once you're done, simply click OK, and now it is rotated. So this is a permanent solution. And now if I go to the drawing feature and here make drawing from part, click OK and OK again. In the view, the front view now looks like this. So if I drag and drop it, well, we'll have the proper front view and all the other projected views will also look quite normal with respect to this. So here we've got the isometric view as well. I'll press escape. I'll select this isometric view and I'll move it aside. Also, I'll select this primary view and delete all the construction geometries. Now, select it, change the visual style of this. Now let's consider one more situation where we simply want to replace this entire set of drawings with something else. Well, in that case, you can use this replace model feature and replace these views with a completely new part. So simply go to replace model and now select the file which you want to use as a replacement. So click on browse and here I'll select this replace model part in the lesson files. Click open. And now you just need to select the main view. So I'll just select this as the main view and now click OK. And SolidWorks will replace all the views in your drawing. Now, of course, as you can see, the scale is quite small. So you can just go to the main view and change the overall scale. It is set to 1:2. I'll go to use custom scale and I'll just make it 1:1 and just click OK. And here we are. So we've got a completely replaced drawing here. Now, this is also helpful in situations where you somehow lose associativity with your main drawing file. As an example, here I have created a drawing sheet. Now I'll save it. So I'll just save it in the same lesson file folder and I'll call it test file. Now, as you know, this test file is using replace model file as its part file. So if for whatever reason you delete the main file, which is the replace model file, or if you just rename it, SolidWorks won't be able to find it. So let's try it. So I'm just going to close this drawing now. I'll close this model as well without saving it, of course. And now I'll go to this folder. Now in this folder, as you can see, we have the test file here. And this is the replace model, which is the main part file. Now let's rename this. So I'll simply rename it and I'll call it -test. Now with this simple rename, SolidWorks will lose associativity with the actual drawing file. So if I now open this test file, well, SolidWorks will show this. So it is not able to find the actual part file, and that's because we have renamed it. So the easy fix is rename it back to whatever it was originally, or just tell SolidWorks which one is the new file. So in that case, I'll simply close it and instead I'll use the replace model. So go to replace model, once again select browse, locate the file. Now this is the file replace model -test and then specify a view. So here's the view. Click OK and here we are. It will now find the new file and it will add the replacement. You can now save this drawing file. And that's how the replace model works.